Well, it's time for a review of stories making the headlines in the papers. With me in the studio for that, two gentlemen, we have Dr. Ojon, Leadership and Communication Strategist, Shijibomi Adebiyi Bennett. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. And we head straight to the papers, starting with the Vanguard. Integrity must for my next cabinet. That's President Buhari speaking there. Buhari playing to the gallery. PDP urges President to await ruling of tribunal. Transparency International welcomes Buhari's pledge. And then to the Daily Trust, 9th National Assembly, Dogara moves to retain Speaker's seat. Moving on to Daily Sun, Buhari gives insight into new cabinet, hinges appointment on integrity, others. The Punch now, PDP National Caucus holds emergency meeting over presidential poll today. Senate will probe February the 16th poll delay, Senator Gaya. We'll move on now into the papers. And one story, gentlemen, that might interest you is the JAMB saying that no going back on UTME biometrics. The Joint Administration and Matriculations Board introduced the use of biometrics, and it's saying it is not going back on that because of the benefits it will provide, especially to eliminate all forms of infraction. Let me start with you, Shijibomi.
Yes, I think it's a welcome development because the report says that at the point of registration, the 10 fingers will be taken.
Yes. And
that will serve as, preventing all forms of infractions. And Nigeria needs to get to the next level of trying to make sure that every kind of infraction has a foolproof mechanism. So
is this foolproof?
Yes, because that was what happened years ago when the advanced world went biometric. Gone are the days whereby we used to hear Uri Olori. So you take a passport, you put another person's picture on the passport, and you use that to travel. So someone could have a passport and another person could use that passport to travel. But since the advent of the biometrics, you can't do that again. Right. And it used to be one finger or thumb and all, but JAMB is going an extra notch now, doing the 10 fingers. So you have to cut another person's 10 fingers for you to be able to, use that.
Is this, Doctor, is this going to really, provide extra layers of security and protection against counterfeiting and impersonation?
Impersonation. That's the language, impersonation.
Yes.
That's one area this will be able to solve. But it will not stop people from taking Orijo into the class. But the first thing is that the major challenge we faced with our exam over time is what we call machinery. Like he said, another person who has perhaps graduated, trying to write JAMB for another people. This will completely take out that. Completely?
You are confident?
I'm confident because it's, apart from registering with your 10 fingers, before you come into the hall, they will have to confirm whether it actually matched with what you registered with. So except you want to cut, like he said, another person's hand. So it's going to completely take out the issue of machinery. But that is going to solve malpractice inside the exam is another thing entirely.
You think people can't outsmart this mechanism?
How? How? You have your distinct finger. People keep thinking there's no doubt about that, but at the level where we are now, I think this is the best option we have. So then they continue to work on the psyche of some of their staff, because we hear that when they want to write exam, perhaps a week before exam, that we have exam papers here and there.
Definitely.
This has not taken care of that. But the major challenge of machinery is what this has been able to take care of.
But is this the most important thing, really, to take care of when it comes to writing exams?
Yes, for now, I think it's very, very important. So if impersonation is taken out of the way, then you can build on that success, because impersonation is it's like the first line of infraction.
All right.
Because when you have done that, then I think every other thing, because now JAMB is even CBT test, so it's computer based.
Yeah. Yes.
So you go there, the question you're answering is different from the question the next person beside you is answering. So you can't really cheat. The only thing, like you said, is for staff of JAMB releasing questions to people, if that can be taken care of. When you get into the exam hall, you can ask the person, what's the answer for number 2? Number 2 that he is answering is different from the number 2 you have. So that also has been taken care of. That's why so many people, the police, the immigration, are now going with JAMB to help them, you know, take care of their exams.
But so how would you expect them to build on this, Dr. moving forward?
Of course, it's a good step they've taken with the way they are doing their test now. But again, one major challenge that JAMB has over time is they don't have control, total control over admission. Because if you look at year 2018, for example, about 1.7 million Nigerians actually wrote JAMB, and only a few percentage of them could get admission, despite the fact that majority of them actually passed. So I think they should have a little bit of control over admission, not just taking money from people and the right exam at the end of the day, they don't get admission.
Thank you for your contribution.